Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast, season 7, episode 14, the finale to the finale, if you will. Even though we could have cut out at least 15 minutes in
I
this episode, and they made it an hour 15.
I text Alicia when every time episodes go to the 15 marker, I'm like, what are we doing here? It's usually not worth it.
I'll say it somewhere in the episode, but one of my notes is we could have cut this out and gotten back time in our lives. That's my whole note. Anyway, check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have It's About the Pasta Vanderpump Rules podcast, and we have One Season Wonders. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe, Meredith. We have a 5-star freaking review
Yes.
from K764314. Oh no, I'm kidding. It's Kia 764314. I'm blind. Anyway, it's titled I Found My People. And it says, I finally found people who love Summer House as much as I do. Thanks for doing such a great job recapping. So many podcasts recap in such a biased way, but you take time to really think about each situation and don't just take sides. I love your fair observations. Keep up the great work.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Meredith's in therapy, and I'm also in therapy, so we
I
are able
just
to look at things.
I really try not to give assign 100% blame to someone in
Agreed.
all of life.
Also, I
So
just
thank
lied.
you.
I'm not in therapy. I was in therapy, and then I moved and couldn't find a therapist, so I gave up.
Love
And
that for
that's why
you as
my mental
well.
health is deteriorating. Anyway, thank you so much, Kia. Now what?
Also join us for I almost said Southern Charm.
No,
Summer
never.
House, Martha's Vineyard when we go back and do that later
Yeah,
on.
we know it's airing right now. We just can't do 3 shows.
I can't.
We
So we
can't.
will catch up
We
later.
will do it. We should probably do the same thing. See, the thing is, Winter House premieres at a time when we have nothing else going on.
Yeah.
I wish,
Oh, we're just putting it on this.
yeah. We could do the same thing with like Winter House, though, where it was like we could just binge and do it. We'll do it with Martha's Vineyard.
100%.
Fucking, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm tired. Fuck me. Anyway, but yeah, join us for that. We will eventually do it. Oh, I just broke my clip, you guys. Anyway, what else do I need to do? Oh,
Introduce our Patreon. Yay.
well, first pod or Instagram. Follow us on
Oh.
Instagram at Vanderpasta, and then join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. I'm really sad about my clip. Meredith's watching me like look at it. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our fun pre-shows where Meredith and I do whatever the hell we want or talk about whatever the hell we want. We do whatever we want to because we're independent
We
women.
really all over the place today.
And then yeah, I don't know where we started or ended. And then also you get any episodes we record early, including this one. We're recording this right after the episode, so it's on the Patreon first. For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we go back and watch old seasons, we'll do an after show so we can talk about Bravo News, but that's only for $2 patrons. And also we'll say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Chris, Danae, Darby, Dee, Dustin, Gabriella, Aisha, Jackie, Jamie, Casey, Katie, Kelsey, Chrissy, Lauren, Sarah, Cameron, Tyranny, Tiffany, Tonette, Tracy, Amy, April, Emily, Gina, Jennifer H, Jennifer T, Kirsten, Ruby, Sarah, Taylor, and Tiffany. We
Woohoo!
did it. Thank you guys. And then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, for live shows, you give us your thoughts, questions, opinions, concerns, and we will read them on the podcast. And we will also pick a patron of the episode. So this week's patron of the episode is a new patron for $5. It's
Fun.
Lauren.
Welcome, Lauren.
Lauren, welcome to our club.
Honestly, it's a raging one at
Welcome
this
to our
point.
club. We're so happy to have you. It's very exclusive, and you're the most exclusive member in this episode. So thank you so much.
That's true. We got the best of
Um,
the best.
okay, can we get in the episode now? Is that it? Did I do it?
Yeah, tell me what happened last week.
Okay, so previously on Summer House, Corey and Sam are hot and heavy and want to keep seeing each other after the summer. Oliver and Maya aren't going strong. Paige
Oof.
and Craig are just chilling / working on blending into one life. Amanda is not infertile. Carl proposed to Lindsay, and Danielle had no idea, and she was hurt and didn't know. And even Robert talked to Carl, and Carl got really mad and he flicked off the cameras because he wanted no cameras. So
Woof.
we pick up right where we left off on Friday at 10:03 p.m. Carl's sick of this shit. And then Danielle and Robert talk, and Robert says Carl just didn't think about Danielle and it was a surprise. And like, that's, they see it as bad. And Danielle's like, oh, I can't believe I wasn't thought about. And I was like, you shouldn't have been thought about though.
Yeah, but it's tricky. Like she already feels left out with them. So that
I
I
get that,
yes.
but you shouldn't sit there and be like, how could he not have thought about me?
I know. I
No one's
know. In
thinking
any
about
other
you.
situation, like a birthday party, this is like those, if we like change the event and she's not thought about, I think more people would sympathize with her, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, that's true.
But she does just need to shut up about it. Like
Just
she
stop.
looks bad because
Just,
she's making this like
but
really personal day
the
about
thing
her.
is, last episode we were like, it's good Robert talking to Carl. And now she's just talking to Robert about it, which I think is
Mm-hmm.
like fine. She's just like venting to him. And I'm like, as long as it doesn't go past this, like fine. But Carl's obviously very upset.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So Carl's rant. I didn't want to use the word ranting, but I couldn't think of anything else to say that's talking without a point being really made and just going in circles. And so he's ranting about how the most important thing he's ever done is ruined because of something he forgot. And he's shaking. He's so mad. And why is this a big deal? And they're happy. They moved in together. They got a car. They have apartment.
He told Danielle he was buying a ring.
3 weeks ago, he told
Yeah.
her. So Carl wouldn't give a fuck if Robert proposed to Danielle and didn't tell him. He would be happy. He'd be like, hey man. And I was like, different for dudes. It's different for dudes.
It is different, but I
Different.
think Lindsay would be upset if the
I
shoe
think
was on the
Lindsay
other
would be
foot.
really hurt.
Yeah.
So Kyle's trying to be like, hey man, it's fine. I've been questioned about literally breathing in the morning. Like that's just human nature
Yeah.
for everyone to question you. And Carl's like, I don't know how to recover from this. 6 years of friendship. It's all gone. All because I didn't tell Danielle something. And Kyle's like, just calm down.
Like
It doesn't
simmer
have to be like
down.
that. And Carl is obviously super stressed. He puts his hat or his face in his hands. He's like maybe crying or just like rubbing out his frustration.
I do think 6 years of friendship is on the line.
Yeah, I don't think it's over.
No.
I really think if Carl just said, and it's Carl shouldn't have to say this, but I think Danielle wants Carl to just be like, I'm sorry I didn't let you know. And Danielle would be like,
Like, we do
okay.
care about you.
Yes, Danielle needs some sort of words of affirmation right now.
Yes.
Which like she always gives, but like this episode
she's not getting any validation that her friendship to them matters.
Is important. Yeah.
Because she's going about it wrong. I don't think she should like freak out over this proposal, but when she is, she's also being stonewalled and told like you're being dramatic, which is like adding fuel to her fire. Yes. And even though it's not right, like she's getting nothing to confirm that she is important to them.
That's it.
She is throwing a tantrum, but she does need like confirmation that she matters.
Some sort of validation.
Yeah.
Yes. So Lindsay finds Carl and she's like, what the hell is happening? And Kyle's like, Carl just needed a minute. And Carl's like, I'm just being told I ruined everything. And now Lindsay's mad. She's activated.
She loses like, it.
Absolutely not. We need to go where our real friends are, and we're gonna leave the house tomorrow.
Which like
and
Kyle is like some strong words.
Well, Kyle's the only one that hears, and he's upset because he left the party to go check on Carl like a real friend for the past, like he has for the past 6 years. And Lindsay's like, fuck this place. We have no real friends. And Kyle's like, oh, seriously? And now Kyle's mad, which I think is just drunk, but like he's like, what the fuck? I'm a real friend.
Yeah.
It's just those are fighting words.
Exactly.
And I think Lindsay knows. But
well, yeah. I think the words plus the actions of them literally not like going in and telling everybody else that they're leaving. They like, we're out of here mentality is like, all right, just because you're in a fight with one person in this group doesn't mean you kind of like abandon the
It's
rest of
them
us.
against the world.
And like, we're shooting a show. Like, you don't just get to walk out because you're pissed off.
Yeah, it's them against the world,
Mhm.
basically. So Lindsay's so mad. She's like, Carl, I told you you weren't gonna feel bad about this.
Oh.
And he's like, I feel bad because I hurt Danielle's feelings though.
And
she's
he's like, I'm a
no,
human being. Like,
I
how
love
can
it.
I
She's like,
not have feelings?
feelings, shut them down. I love Lindsay. It was so funny. Okay, so Kyle goes back to the group and he's like, Carl's very upset and they left. And for some reason, Maya's the one that's like, they left? Like, she's very upset. They seriously left? And I was like,
I was kind of
Maya,
shocked at how angry people were
me too.
that they left.
I don't think I'd be that mad. If I was like a Paige, I'd be like, oh,
no, when Kyle then says like, oh, they say there's no friends here, like, okay, I don't agree with it 100%, but like I feel like I'd be like, wow, I'm a real friend.
Also, if I was Paige, I would have been like, yeah, fucking, she's right. I'm not. It's me.
Well, they were all supportive, quote unquote, at the engagement.
That's true.
Party.
I think that's the shittiest part is they were like very
it kind of feels like Danielle's like tantrum is then
ruined the group and now they're being blamed.
Yes.
Almost.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that. So
it's becoming a group problem.
Yeah, so Kyle took that shit personally when they said like no actual friends. So he's upset. Then Craig and Sierra do pickleback shots. Craig is having fun, but it's intense with the engagement. And then Sierra's like, the engagement just felt rushed. And then Sierra's like, hey, what about your possible engagement? Like, what do you want? And Craig's like, I want to get engaged. But then Paige fucking cried when I like mentioned it.
I don't know why I find this so funny, but I think I'm Paige.
It's funny because for two people that have dealt with Craig's fucking bullshit for like 10 fucking seasons on Southern Charm, I know Craig deep down. I think he's a good person, but also if this man was in my life, I would leave too.
You would have such a hard time.
Lindsay. I would pull Lindsay and Carl. I'd be like, I fucking gotta leave all the time. He is so much all the time and he's so infuriating. Yeah. So like when he's like, I wanted to propose, but Paige literally sobbed. I was like, I would sob if Craig proposed to me too, because I'd be so upset that I'd have to hang out with this man.
Okay. And Paige isn't crying because of that. She just isn't ready.
She's not ready to leave her life because she knows that she would have to probably leave New York.
Yes.
And she doesn't like that.
Which like it's sad for him. It's like, wow, we need to like this dream that he built up. Him and Sierra talk about them like being romantics. Like he dreamt this whole dream in his mind that this was going to probably happen. He says it later, like in 6 months, and like he's got this plan in his mind, and now it's kind of like crumbling, and that is really hard to deal with.
It seemed like him and Paige didn't talk about like their future. Craig was just like, all my friends get engaged after a year in Charleston because they're all 30 and like Southern, that's what we're gonna have to do. But Paige is like, listen, dude, unless we're moving next door to my parents, I can't do this.
Like Paige destroyed this picture he had, but they didn't rebuild a new one together. I'm
still confused why they have to move to Charleston.
I don't know.
I know Craig has
I don't know, but I do need them to talk about it because you're right. They
could do multiple things, right? They could get a house to start a family, and if they need like an apartment in Charleston to go there.
That's something like, why can't he just reassure her and say we don't have to like permanently live in just one place?
It does seem like if they do Charleston, she would be packing up her whole life to move into his.
But they don't have to.
They don't have to. They can both start anew in like, let's say fucking Delaware.
In Delaware. Like, I've never wanted Delaware more. Never wanted it more.
I'm rooting for Delaware. Okay, so yeah, Craig and Sierra are both hopeless romantics. That's what Sierra wants. She's trying to systematically date someone, but you can't do that. And she's
strategically date, not systematically.
Oh shit. Whoops. Strategically.
I was like systematically, which I get this. I feel like this is where I'm at. I'm not just gonna like be in a relationship with someone But being so strategic and thinking through it so hard ends up ruining
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, because after date one, I'm like, would he get along with my parents?
Yes,
Will
I
our kids,
literally
what do they look like?
freak myself out
Yeah.
and melt down. And then I'm like, I don't even like you. We
Yeah, I
haven't
hate
even gotten
him.
that close.
He probably got in a fight with my parents in 7 years and I hate him now.
Yes, I literally
Yeah,
play out an entire relationship in my mind and I'm like, well, we're
same.
done.
Same. I literally, this is the most embarrassing thing that I honestly do with everyone I look at on a dating profile. I think about what we would look like in a picture together. Like, do I like how that
Oh,
looks?
oh no, I'm gonna start doing that. I don't need
I
this
know
added
it's
to
a
the
really
list.
bad, it's a bad thing that I do.
Jesus.
Okay, but Sierra has proven that she doesn't need anyone. Sounds like us.
We love.
But having to watch or having someone to watch your shows with at night is nice. And listen, though, Tom Sandoval on Vanderpump unlocked a new ick, and if they don't want to watch 50 episodes of Love Island with me, I can't have that.
Like this is the exact thing I'm sitting with. I love being alone,
I
but
do
like
too.
watching TV with someone, but I don't want them around all
I
day.
love that, but they need to watch TV correctly. Like only talk when I want them to
Yes,
talk.
only talk when I talk to you.
Yeah,
Speak when spoken to.
yes, 100%. So Sierra's feeling like she's getting older, but Craig reminds Sierra that Paige is 4 years older, and maybe there's another like Craig out there for her. Because
Which
Paige and Craig just got together,
the
which
the
Sierra's like, nah,
well,
please.
it's like the she needs to find a Paige because she's a Craig.
She's a Craig. Yeah, she's got
She
to
needs
find
a
Paige.
Paige,
She needs like a Corey, but not this Corey.
but
Because
not this
Corey and
Corey.
Craig are opposites. That's why I think I'm vibing with Corey
But
at this
they're
point.
both high energy, and she probably needs that too. She needs another Corey. You're right.
Yeah, yeah. So Sierra does want to find someone, but she knows it's all in God's timing, and what's meant for her will get to her.
I'm just
Um,
gonna start saying God's timing to everything.
yeah. Yeah, stop picturing yourself with people and be like, God's timing.
God's timing.
Okay, and then the food came and there's like 6 steaks, and this looked delicious. And I just want to say that they leave without finishing all this food, which
They
is
like
like,
questioned it. I would never question if somebody brought me
no,
steak.
this is a straight up crime that they don't ask for doggy bags to take all this shit home with them.
Especially when they're actually going home. It's like you're going
100%.
out afterwards.
Yeah. So at 10:34, Sarah and Craig are still doing shots and everyone's eating food, but it's time for bed. So then at Friday, 11:39, we're back at the house, but we're not done partying because we go to the
Fuck no.
kitchen. We go to the
Yes.
kitchen. Everyone's getting crazy.
Mm,
Robert's
mm.
there, but so is Danielle. So it's okay this time. Chris says he's gonna miss these wild, crazy nights. He's happy that he's creating experiences with these people.
I want
And then
this. This is Summer House.
yeah, yeah, I loved this. Okay, this next part was the part I said this could have given us back 15 minutes into our lives. So Paige, Maya, and Sierra, they're in bed and they decide to make a mega bed. So they have to move this table with all these liquids, and then they just push the beds together. And then Bravo, for some reason, needed to name this mega bed and do all this
A
weird
whole
editing.
logo. What's
That
so
was
funny is my friends did this in college.
it's not a new mega bed is not a
No,
new thought.
it was so fun. Like, I love the idea of this. The reason they had us that like show us this is because then the mega bed is the entire
But
happens.
just do it. Just be
I
like, let's
know.
push the beds together and do it.
We
I
didn't
don't
need
know
the
why
logo in the
the
name.
logo
What
was
would have been funny
happening.
is if like later on, whenever they're laying in it, they name everybody and then they name the bed too. Like
You
that's
know
all
what?
they needed.
You know what would have been funny if they spilled that liquid that was on that table. That would have been
Hilarious. They could have
hilarious.
sped it up.
Yeah.
They make the mega bed. Love the idea of the mega bed. I think it was genius.
Yeah, it was
But
great. I
yeah,
just didn't need
this
it.
was like 10 minutes.
Chris and Robert are wrestling downstairs. Nobody's in Lindsay and Craig's room. And
Carl.
fuck.
You don't need another CK name because it's
Oh my
Carl, Kyle,
god.
Craig, Corey, Chris. Thank God for Robert.
Thank God for Andrea. Or Luke. What the hell? Why do we do CK names? This should be fucking illegal,
And
Bravo.
it's all like it all has the
Yeah, there's not even a sound.
yeah.
Fuck this place. Yeah, okay, Lindsay in the C names room. What? Who fucking cares? Lindsay and
Just
that white.
LNC.
Lindsay and that white dude. So then that other white dude that's dating Paige walks in the room and he's got boxers on that has an elephant on his dick.
No. This is
horrible.
no.
If I was Maya, I would have literally jumped from
We
the
don't do
top
this.
of
I need to forget
the
that you guys
porch.
sleep like hook up and have sex with each other if we're all sleeping in the same room. Like I don't need you to point it out.
Listen, I could never be Paige's friend because I hate Craig.
This shit would bother me
If he did this,
so
I would walk
much.
out there. I'd be like, no, no, I'm
Because
going to
he's
sleep
just
in
walking around
Lindsay.
the house like that. It's not like he put him on as a joke.
No, no, those are his real. Oh my God, I hate Craig. Okay, so it's 8:07 a.m. Robert's up. He's leaving. He's on time, we think.
Miss
Also,
him.
why does Chris get a whole room to himself with 2 beds? Also, who's in Kyle and Amanda's old room?
What is Kyle and Amanda's old room?
Do they have 2 rooms? Remember, their bed is like to the left on their current room, but they also used to stay in that room where the bed was in front of us. Or no, Paige and Sierra used to stay in that bed.
I'm lost.
I need a map. I need to know where everyone's sleeping and why.
Amanda and Kyle this year are in Sierra and Paige's room from last year.
Who had the room? Are there multiple angles? Maybe that's it.
That
There's
might
like
be it.
multiple
Why
angles that
you're
are
getting
throwing me off.
lost. But
Fuck me.
there's only 2 rooms with single beds.
Lindsay,
And Carl's.
white guy, Amanda, white guy.
Amanda and Kyle.
Yeah. Okay. So why? I guess because they're not doing this girl guy mix thing.
It is so messy every
Again,
time they spend the night somewhere.
If I am a girl and I see an open bed, my ass.
I don't
bed.
mind. I don't know why people don't sleep in a room with Chris.
I'll wake up next to Chris. Hey,
I think the girls really like having the master suite.
Maybe the closet. Is
yeah,
amazing.
in the bathroom, and it's like
maybe
Robert's
Chris
spending
doesn't
one
have a
night
bathroom.
here.
Maybe that's it.
Oh,
who cares? Anyway, it's 9:09 a.m. Craig's rough this morning. We think he spit on the floor.
I don't know what's going on with
I don't
that,
know what happened. I hate him. So we gotta get ready for the boat. There's leftover nachos from last night.
They look so good, by the way. I really want nachos
they
now.
look great. So Sam went to look for Carl and Lindsay, but no one's in the room. So she goes to tell Kyle that like the room's vacant, but they have bags there still. And who knows if they want to go on the boat. And Kyle said he's always been in hard situations, but he's never left. And Amanda tells Kyle he needs to call him and check on them. And Kyle's like, I'm tired of being the ring bearer. And Amanda's like, that's not the right word, but can you just call him? And so Carl does answer when Kyle calls. Carl says that they're not doing the boat. They slept at one of Lindsay's real friend. No, he doesn't say that, but one of her friends.
I mean, the tone he's giving is like a little rough for like it being Kyle. Like he did nothing.
And Carl thinks it's best to take themselves out of the toxicity. And then Lindsay comes on and says Danielle's negativity is overwhelming. And her and Carl are over it. And they don't want to come back to the house. And it feels like no one cares about them because no one checked in on them last night. And Kyle's like, okay, hope you come to the party tomorrow.
I wouldn't know how to deal with this. Like,
here's the thing. When you leave without saying goodbye, no one's going to check on you.
No, when you're, and it's Lindsay Hubbard, girl, it gets activated. I'm not going to ask if you're okay. I don't need you to like Katie Maloney rage text me. Like, hell no, I'm out.
My phone died. That's what you say. My phone was dead.
I'm not good at like checking up on people if they like want to storm out because especially if it's in the middle of like, we're trying to have fun. I'm not trying to make sure you're okay because I'm still trying to carry the party.
You want to give them their space also.
Yes.
If they left without saying goodbye, they don't want to talk to you.
True.
So Amanda feels bad that they feel this way, but like no one checked on them because they just left the house. And Kyle says if Lindsay and Carl want a relationship with Danielle, they need to come back. And it feels like a big FU to everyone in the house because everyone else celebrated their engagement and now they're just leaving.
I mean, facts.
Which if I was Kyle, I'd be more mad of like, we've all had hard fucking conversations on camera.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're just like leaving is kind of like, and I understand
it feels like it's a cop out. Like
as a functioning human, you should leave this situation.
Yes.
As a reality star, come back.
You don't get to. You refuse the right to like normal people things.
Yeah, come do the boat. It's the last weekend.
Or if you're gonna like sleep out, fine. You get to walk away and storm off and then go sleep at your friend's house, whatever. But you got to come back.
Come for the boat.
Yeah.
Face the head on.
Especially finding out that there's 2 boats later. Like,
There's
this
2
was
boats.
so
They're
dumb. They could have
totally
done the
separate.
boat.
Yeah. So Sam goes to talk to Danielle and is basically like, I'm so sorry I have to tell you this, but Danielle and Carl aren't coming. And Danielle is so angry and so sad she doesn't know what to do.
Which, like, that's a bit dramatic. Like,
yeah,
they haven't fully left yet. Their stuff's here.
She knows this is the end. She just doesn't know how to handle the emotions, and no one has broken up with her. This is like when your boyfriend of 10 years is ghosting you, but he's like
ghosting her.
He's at the same college as you, and you're like, I know you're here.
Shut up. Oh my God, you're so right. It's
They're
like they're ghosting her, and then she's just gonna like see them out. She's gonna see them out at a bar.
Yeah, and be like, what the hell?
The ex.
What are you doing?
What a nightmare.
So Paige, everyone's talking about it. The boys think this is wild. Paige is like, Lindsay's just doing this because she doesn't need Danielle anymore. Point blank.
Yeah, she's over it.
It's Saturday, 10:24 a.m. We're getting ready for the boat. Corey is here. He gives Sam a really cute big hug and kiss. And Sam has butterflies, okay? Like a little puppy. She's going to pee every time he walks in a room. And she isn't sick of him yet, which is like really cute. They're a hot couple. I can't stop.
It has really grown on me. I'm obsessed with them.
They were a really hot couple.
They're my newest.
They're my new
favorite Bravo.
Yeah, Bravo couple.
I'm rooting for them.
Okay, so they're figuring out who needs to go on which boat. Craig says boys versus girls, and Paige says, stop picking Corey over me. And then Paige is basically like, Craig, you have to make your own sandwich on this boat. And he's like, what, why? And she's like, oh, I'm on vacation. And she's keeping Lindsay's energy alive because all the men got to make their own sandwiches today.
This is the funniest comment this entire episode.
Make your fucking sandwich.
I'm keeping Lindsay's spirit alive even if she's not here.
So it's 10:56 a.m. We're off to the boat. We get there at 12:45 p.m. The big boat is Amanda, Chris, Danielle, Gabby, Kyle, and Paige. And the small boat is Sierra, Maya, Craig, Corey, Sam.
Really quick, they said that there was not a difference in the boats, really.
Yeah, but there's a difference.
There's a massive difference.
Small boat is clearly small. But also they could have all fit on big boat, right?
I'm wondering if like a bunch of people of production then had to be there, so then they took up majority space on big boat. Like if they put all the production stuff on big boat, but why didn't they just link the boats up? Why didn't they tie up?
No, we had to split up.
I felt like they were trying to force groups apart.
We
like
did.
Producers were.
And listen, I think I'm a big boat bitch, but I think small boat crew was where it was at.
Small boat crew was having a blast.
But I wish small boat crew would be on big boat.
You can't have it all.
I'm big boat energy, you know?
I know, but you got the like classy Paige who's gonna lay on the front and drink her little like spritz, and then you got the ragers in the small boat. That's just always how it goes.
That's true. I wish we could have switched Maya out, but whatever, you know. Beggars can't be choosers. Okay,
Maya for Gabby, please.
Literally. So it's 2:01 p.m. We got lots of drinks, pictures, boating. At 2:57, Kyle gets on a paddle board to go say hi to the small boat, and the girls on the big boat are like, oh, he was a good one. We lost him. Amanda takes off her ring and she's like, he died at sea.
Kyle needed to be on small boat.
Someone messages Maya asking her if her and Oliver are exclusive. She said it was a weird cryptic DM and she doesn't know who it is. But Maya knows something is up because this person wasn't just like, hey, I like hooked up with Oliver, just FYI. It was like, are you guys exclusive?
That would literally I could not go on the rest of the day.
I couldn't either. I don't know how she's like, I'm just trying to put it aside. I would be on the phone with Oliver and be like, I'm sending the police.
I would literally be showing Sam. I'd be like asking the guys, like, what
do you think this means?
Yeah.
Someone call Oliver right now. Get him on this boat. I need to kill him.
FaceTime Oliver right now.
Yeah, get on it. So we go back. That's why I don't think she likes him much, honestly. Yeah. Like, don't cheat on her, but no. Fuck it. Okay, back to boating, and then Paige, Gabby, and Amanda and Danielle are doing big boat girl things. Gabby tells them that her parents bought a house in Texas. They're just like gone, and she's freaking out a little bit. She's trying not to put her feelings on them, but she's like losing her comfort. But thankfully, from Summer House, she's like gaining some people that she can feel comfortable around.
Sweet, you got to come back to us,
baby. Come back to me. Do you remember that song? In my heart, I still. What was that?
I don't
Vanessa
know.
Hudgens, Baby V, got it. Okay, so, and then Chris and Kyle do Big Boat Boy Things, which is Titanic. I
Loved.
love the difference. The girls are like, "Oh my god, your parents, but we love you," and the
And
boys,
Chris is like, come
Chris
here,
is
come
like,
here.
"Put your butt against my penis so we can do Titanic."
See, Chris is really bringing
Yes.
that B
He's
energy.
a big guy. Okay, so it's 4:12 p.m. Carl shows up to the house to
This
get his stuff, pack it up,
obliterated me.
and leave. And this was the part I hated. He covers the camera in his
No,
room.
I'm done.
No,
I'm done with these two.
no.
I
But
don't care how
then,
much people love them.
but
You come on.
but then the producer comes in and she's like, "We wanted footage of you guys leaving," because she obviously was watching him put the towel on the camera, and she's
Yes,
like, "Absolutely not."
they have live
And
camera to see
Carl's
that they
like,
cannot see anything.
Carl's like, "Absolutely no." But Lindsay's the one that's like, "Carl, take that thing
They
off."
need to
Like,
tell the story.
Lindsay, through and through, is a
She gets it.
reality girl. She knows they
But
need
still, like,
footage.
you're gonna come when everyone's gone, pack your shit up and not say anything.
Carl seemed way more mad to that at this day
Was
than
so
Lindsay.
confused that Carl
Lindsay
was
was
like
literally
irate.
like, think of it from a producer standpoint. We can't just leave. Like, we have to show.
And last night, Lindsay was the one who was like more upset. So I don't know how Carl got so upset.
He woke up still pissed. And it's weird because the boat then gives like a toast to their engagement. Meanwhile, they're inside like taking a cake. Which is Carl takes the cake too. Lindsay doesn't.
No, she tells him to go take the cake.
No, she goes, "Are you gonna take the cake?" And he's wrapping it. He's like, "Yeah, again, he's gonna do
it." That really is a whole other thing. You're taking the cake. That takes effort.
That was so funny.
Stop. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I would probably do the same thing, but I would also be pissed being on the other side.
Carl basically says how he deals with this shit is he removes himself from a situation, and I understand that.
We are past removing yourself. We are
past this because we say this time and time again. We're on a reality show. Stop packing your shit to leave. I think we said this last season. Wasn't there someone packing their shit up? I was like, don't leave. Don't leave. Summer House is about friends
living in a house together. And we don't have you at any other time.
The realistic thing the unrealistic thing in friendships is you could just get up and leave. Okay. A realistic thing is sitting down and having to face these like confrontations, one-on-one, two-on-one, with the group, without the group, like though that's real fucking friendship. If you just leave, we don't see. And I'm not saying you have to like give us a place to look in the world, but like it just makes more sense. It's more realistic.
Are you getting the same vibe, this vibe that like it seems like Lindsay and Carl are unwilling to have conversations, more like conversations that, or they're less willing to have the conversations they probably would have in the past and like have their life up for discussion for the group one-on-one. Like it just doesn't seem like they're willing to have those, like I call them Sunday conversations where you like rehash it and get it out. I never feel resolution each week with things that they are involved in, whether it's right or wrong, or you know, like they're the problem, Danielle's the problem. I feel like we're just never getting actual like resolution.
I think Lindsay's only not going to have conversations when it involves her relationship, but I think she's been a star long enough to know like you have to kind of do some shit. I think Carl, since being sober, won't have conversations about anything. Like even when Kyle was yelling, right? I understand Carl, and I think it was the right move, like getting up and leaving. But I didn't want, like, I wanted a fight. And I know that sounds bad, but as a messy viewer, I'm like, let's fucking go, man.
Absolutely.
Like, step up. Lindsay wanted to say something, and Carl said, don't do anything. Don't say it. Don't stay out of it. Like, I think Lindsay wants to, but I think Carl is like, no. So Lindsay's not going to do it. Which, like, makes me mad because Lindsay's her best when she's going at it
She's
with
good at an
someone.
argument.
She's good at it.
Andy Cohen, like last week on Watch What Happens Live, was like, I don't want to ever be in an argument with you. And Lindsay was like, what? And he was like, you are just
What?
a whole other person.
She's shook by that. I'd be like,
whether she's right or wrong, she's just really good at an
she's
argument.
activated.
Yeah.
Like she shouldn't sell anymore like Lindsay is activated because she doesn't get activated. I think, and do I think that's good for a 30, I don't know, 7-year-old to not get activated anymore? Sure. But like, it's just not.
It's leaving me wanting more and not in like a fun way.
And you're just leaving. Like, it doesn't make me want you to come back next year.
Yeah.
Because like, if you're not going to be friends,
I feel like this is showing that they're done.
It just, again, I understand Lindsay is growing and I appreciate the growth. And I think it's smart for like, I mean, by the time I'm 36, I'm probably going to also be sober, just like out of pure mental state. But like, I miss Lindsay. I do. I miss Lindsay.
I know.
Carl.
Remember the night that they went out and it was a really mixed group and it was like Corey and Paige. And
I just missed Lindsay. And I know you're not supposed to be your most fun in a relationship. Like you're not supposed to, I don't know.
You're chaotic.
I get that.
Extreme.
But I miss it because I don't see it a lot. And I wish just like he would stay home and she would do
sometimes
this.
It feels like it's not like she dialed down. It's like she slipped into like a whole different life. And so when we get it, sometimes it's like, oh, I wish you could be some of that.
Like I miss when Lindsay was like fighting with Carl over him having a conversation with Danielle. I thought that was so funny. Like I miss her a lot. And I think I saw a glimpse of it when she was like, Carl, do not cover that camera. Cause she's like, I think she wants to be here, but she can't for her relationship because he does not want to be here.
Yeah. And I don't like that we have to like pick and choose.
I don't want to pick.
Me neither.
Okay, so the boat gang comes back. It's like Big Boat is back first. And Amanda's the first one to realize, like, oh my God, where's the second cake?
I would notice this.
Everyone's like, oh my God, because you're drunk on a boat. You're like, I'm gonna go home and eat cake.
I bet she's been dreaming of this cake for the past like 2.5 hours. She wanted this
cake so bad. And so everyone's
some people are like, oh, nothing happened. And she's like, no, one is missing.
But then someone is like, did they take the cake? Ooh. And so Gabby runs up really quick and she's like, guys, all their stuff is gone. And they're like, oh my God, they took the cake. And
this is an FU to the rest of the house. They didn't say anything that they were coming, like to Kyle, like, hey, we took our stuff. We just think it's best if we're not here.
Yeah, you just leave without a trace. You take a cake. Whose pan is that? I'd be pissed if that was my pan.
I thought the same thing, Alicia. I was like, is that the house pan?
Is that an adult thing? Danielle's super pissed. So Paige immediately, but the body's not even cold. And she's like, I'll take the room.
I would also do that.
Good for her. And then Kyle's like, you pulled a Christina Gibson, who took the rosé bottle and said, this is Christina Gibson and I'm out.
Oh, the flashback we got was so perfect, especially being Christina.
Hilarious.
Everything with Lindsay, I can't.
The pattern makes so much sense now that we see it Lindsay did to Christina before she did it to Danielle.
I know.
If you question that relationship that she's in, man, she's gonna come for you. Do you think Christina said it was weird? Do you think she said her and Everett were weird?
I don't think she thought it was weird. I just don't think she thought it was healthy.
Lindsay killed her.
Danielle did the double X she kind of thought it was unhealthy. She thought it was weird.
Yeah. Full circle,
man. And fast, triple X.
I know. Even Kyle, though, is like laughing. Like they just did full circle. They did Christina Gibson. So the second car is here, and literally immediately the girls are like, they left.
And I keep forgetting they're like very drunk and have been on a boat.
Yeah, they're like, let's preface, like, they are absolutely hammered. And so Sam said she doesn't want them leaving and regretting leaving without telling everyone, because like not everyone here is Danielle.
And they are making it a house thing now. Like,
yeah, they're trying to stick it to Danielle. but like they're sticking it to everyone.
Yeah.
So Carl and Lindsay, though, they left behind 2 cowboy hats that Corey and Chris take, which don't sound important but are become very important because I almost didn't write that down. So then Amanda, Paige, Sierra, and Gabby are talking. They talk about how Carl and Lindsay are blaming it all on Danielle and how it's not fair, and you just grow up and you come to boat day even though Danielle planned it. And Maya's like, why are we even fucking talking about them? They're not here. And Amanda's like, because they took my cake.
I keep forgetting also Maya's in like a terrible mood, finding out that Oliver probably
I
cheated
do
on her.
too. I'm forgetting that she's like,
you
who
telling me
fucking
this back, I'm
cares?
like, oh my god, of course Maya's like, I'm like, why is Maya so pissed?
Yeah, Maya's pissed for talking about them. She's like, I can make cookies. Although I would have said, like, get in the kitchen then. Get your ass to the kitchen to make
Well,
me
I
cookies.
love that Amanda's like, we don't have the cake. And Maya's like, I can make cookies. And she's like, but the cake.
I know. She's like, they took a whole cake. They could have taken the
only
half cake.
We only have 2 more
The
pieces.
2 of them, they could have taken the 2 pieces.
They wanted to make a statement. You know they wanted to make a statement.
You know what would have been hilarious if Amanda was like, they took my cake in my pan. And I would have fucking died right there and
I
then.
saw Sam last week posted a bunch of photos from Labor Day weekend, and then she goes, and here's Lindsay's cake. It'll be relevant later.
Oh, got me. Amanda commented and was like, I miss that cake. Amanda's still dreaming of that cake. Okay, so Corey and Craig, they're gonna make a sushi dinner tonight. Would you trust?
No.
Okay.
No. Immediately this is a red flag to me.
Craig's gonna do raw fish.
The fact that they're making it, it's not like they're ordering it or doing something. They are making me sushi. Nope,
Listen,
I'm out.
I don't think it's bad, but knowing that Craig probably got gas station tuna, I'm pissed. I'm upset.
For me, it was their hands. I would assume that they would buy nice shit, but like, I don't need you touching my stuff.
They didn't wash their hands.
Gross.
Yeah, that also makes sense. So the boys are on one, right? You got Craig and Kyle in the backyard. You got Corey and Chris with their cowboy hats upstairs, yelling out the window.
This was
They're
so
throwing
fun.
stuff into the pool. They're doing weird boy shit that I don't get, but I want to watch. I loved it. And Craig is like really jealous of the cowboy hats. I think he's just sad he's left out. And then every time someone walks in the room, Corey slams them down on the bed.
Hilarious.
With his cowboy hat. So they're on one. So Paige says, oh, when Lindsay and Carl left, now the fun really begins. And then everyone's like, where'd you get those cowboy hats? And they're like, we got them in Lindsay and Carl's old room. And Danielle's now pissed. Danielle hears?
Oh,
you got them where? And she is so mad. She takes back the cowboy hat. She's like, this is stupid. Amanda's like, it's all in good fun, Danielle. And Danielle's like, this isn't fun.
We're above this.
Because what if they come back? And everyone's like, they're not coming back. And she's
even
like,
if they came back, they would not care about these stupid prop hats from Kyle's 40th birthday party.
They left them behind for a reason. They were here grabbing their shit.
Listen, if it was like things they would actually use, like this is even dumber in a way, shampoo and conditioner. And like people are like, oh, that's mine now.
Time to squirt. Yeah.
I get the territorialness over like actual goods, but this is a costume from like 4 weeks ago.
They left literally only these 2 things behind. They do not care about them.
They don't care.
So then we're down in the kitchen. Danielle's fuming. She cannot believe that we are so childish as to play with cowboy hats.
I'm mad at her for being mad.
I'm mad at her for this.
So mad at her.
We were having fun. We were having fun.
They are like, whether you agree with this statement or not, they're treating you like shit. So like, why are you defending them and taking away the house fun?
We know why. She says that if people start taking their shit, it feels like the end. It feels like they're not coming back. She's
like taking her anger out on them, and I'm just not having it. I can't have you take away my fun.
I appreciate Maya being like, I think everyone's just hot. And then you have stupid Danielle who's like, I'm actually not hot.
I'm not. Don't tell me how I'm feeling.
What the fuck? And Danielle's like, hey, Maya, you shouldn't go into other people's rooms.
Oh.
And it's like, we have community rooms.
And Amanda's like, everybody walks into my room at any time.
Oh my God. Amanda is like,
stop
screaming at the top of the stairs. Yeah. And Danielle just hates everything that's happened. She tells Maya to shut the fuck up. But yeah, she still loves them and she's still so loyal. And if people are throwing their shit out, it feels like it's the end. So then
Mhm.
Chris tells the whole house, because now Danielle, you just put a fucking target on your back. Everyone's gonna talk shit
Yes.
about you.
Well, because you
So
could hear it, I bet. It's like, what's going on down there? And it's like, well, Danielle's popping off.
yeah, Chris is like, Danielle's throwing a temper tantrum. Everyone's like mad because she ruined all the fun. Maya's mad. Oh, also my favorite is when Amanda's like, Danielle just yelled at us, and Paige is like, not us, just you. And I was like,
I didn't even catch
she didn't yell
that.
at Paige, yeah. So Maya's mad now, but she knows Danielle is consumed with what's going on with Lindsay, and Maya wants to be supportive of Danielle, but also she's got her own shit because she got this DM.
Yeah.
So Craig says Danielle has been brainwashed and she's so scared of Lindsay because Danielle stood up for Lindsay for 6 years and doesn't want to be wrong to be like, I shouldn't have done that after 6 years. But the moment that Lindsay didn't need Danielle anymore, she cut her out. That's what Craig thinks. And Craig also thinks Lindsay's a loser. So
I don't think she's brainwashed, but I think it's hard for her to not have her protective patterns.
she's too loyal, man. Like,
Yeah, like
let me tell you, my friends do some bullshit
yikes.
like this. I'm gonna be like, take their hats and fart on them. Do anything. Like, fuck them.
If it's something they would actually care about, like, yeah, okay, let's fight over things we actually think that matter. But I can't. We were having so much
We're having
fun.
so much fun. So then Kyle and Danielle talk, and Kyle's like, yo, I've seen you like go to bat for Lindsay a lot. And Danielle's like, I know, like, I know the engagement's not about me, but I'd hope that like Lindsay wouldn't be okay when she found out I was left out, but she
But let
didn't
me talk about
care.
how it's still about me.
Yeah, she didn't care, so I was hurt. And I get it. You're like, maybe Carl just forgot. And then when Lindsay's like, oh, did Danielle know? And Carl's like, no. Lindsay could have been like, oh, I wish Danielle knew. But Lindsay didn't care. Lindsay's engaged. She doesn't care if anyone knows.
No,
Lindsay's just trying to get
no. And
engaged.
she doesn't need to like freak out that you weren't a part of it after the fact. Like you just got to let it go. And both people need to try and like make it better, and no one is doing that. Like Danielle's over there bitching about it still. Lindsay doesn't give a fuck and is bitching about Danielle for bitching about it, rather than just being like, listen, we're disconnected, we miss each other, let's move on. But I
Yeah,
don't
dude,
think Lindsay misses her.
let my girl Hubhouse fucking live, man. Okay, so now it's 6:10 p.m. We're all getting dressed for sushi that Craig and Corey are making while drinking sake. And then Craig's shoes are in the pool. So we all know how this sushi making went.
God.
But it looks pretty. And then after we eat sushi, which everyone says is really good, we have a game. It's
Okay.
called
Also, I don't think Craig and Corey touched it. It seems like you're making your own and they just found the
Yeah,
ingredients.
yeah.
So I'm on board with this now, but still.
Okay.
Not I'm
I'm
more on board with this.
I'm okay with this. But I have a lot of questions about where they bought the fish because it's really easy to get sick off raw fish.
100%
So I
agree.
just have a lot of
I have some yellow
questions.
flags, but I would proceed and eat it.
How hot is it outside and how long has the fish been
I
sitting?
was thinking about that too.
That's my question. Okay, so we play sexy charades. Craig acts out skinny dipping. Corey acts out a striptease. Chris and Gabby try to act out missionary sex, but they do it wrong. They do cowgirl instead of missionary. Paige says, this is one of the most fun nights they've had at a house, and they feel bad that Lindsay and Carl aren't here, but they don't want to have fun with them.
I agree with that. It at least okay, I agree with the edited version that we have seen of this.
That
Like
Lindsay and Carl don't want to.
they don't want to have this like goofy, really dumb, drunk fun that these people are having right now.
I think yeah, these people are all significantly pretty wasted, I think, at this point, too. And I understand, like, I prefer Carl not drinking, obviously, but I have a feeling him and Lindsay would have that, like, let's go to bed moment, where it's like,
Yeah, I don't think that they would really be a part of this, whether the house is fighting or not.
that's fair. Amanda acts out a vibrator, and then Craig and Corey say whatever they didn't understand before everyone got here, they threw in the pool.
This
And
is hilarious to
because the
me.
girls tell them not to throw a chair in the pool, but they throw a chair in the pool anyways.
And Craig's mad at Paige and she's like, that's a reasonable request.
Yeah, just don't throw it in the pool.
We've already got
Also,
2 pairs of shoes,
this
a
isn't your
cookie
house.
sheet.
Neither of you are paying for this house.
That's the thing. Listen, the cookie sheet, easy to get back. Your shit, easy to get back. Like, that's
the
fine. But like,
lights.
that was pretty shitty. I was concerned when we started throwing those in. But when we start throwing furniture on camera that we don't own into the pool,
I got concerned
ugh.
about the lights because one of them flickered while it hit the pool, and I'm sure it's battery operated, but I got a little nervous.
But like, isn't that still electricity and water?
I don't know.
I don't know how that shit works.
I hate Craig. Anyway, so now it's 9:39 p.m. It's time to clean up. Craig calls his mom. He almost forgot his mom's birthday, and he's sad he wasn't there for it. Okay, great. I understand.
I don't think I've been with my mom on her birthday since I was like 17 years old.
I once missed my mom's birthday in college, and it was the most traumatic thing.
Seeing her or like calling?
Calling.
Okay.
Which made me a bad daughter.
Once my mom forgot my birthday. So I guess I get one.
Even. Okay, yeah. So Sam and Corey go into a closet and Chris hears them fucking, and they're fucking off camera.
This reminds me of Paige and Craig from last year, didn't they?
Paige and Andrea.
Oh shit, was it them?
Yep. Fuck you, Craig. Yeah.
You know what? I give it to people. Like, use the closets, use everything you can do to like do whatever you need to do.
Okay, so the best part is, so they're fucking, right? And then they open the door and like the camera is right there. And it's obviously like not a hidden camera, but
like one in the corner.
Yeah, a corner camera, not a person. And so Sam looks at it. She looks back in. She walks out. And then, like, I don't know, 2 seconds later, Corey walks out while trying not to make eye contact with the camera. And it's like, we know like,
dude, do your dirty deed in the closet. I'm all for it.
It does not matter if you wait there 30 seconds or 30 minutes. Bravo will speed it up and be like 30 minutes later. Corey
it's actually worse if you wait, because then they'll put the little timer on you.
Walk out together. Okay, so Paige and Amanda and Sierra and Craig are all like in a room, and
they're in the make a bed. Come on, we gotta mention it if they're gonna give us a segment.
Yeah, so Craig's upset because he almost missed his mom's birthday, and everyone's like, "Were you crying?" And he's like, "Yeah, I was crying." So Paige is like, "What happened to make you cry?" And Craig is like, "I'm good." And Paige is like, "Well, why were you crying?" And Craig's like, "I'm good. I don't want to talk about it." And Paige is like, "Am I crazy? Why is he crying?" And Amanda's like, "He doesn't want to talk about it right now." And Paige is like, "Craig, why don't you look at me?" And Craig's like, "Everyone else sees when something's wrong except the one person I want to know." And Craig's like, "Oh my God." Or Paige is like, "Oh my God, I just fucking asked you what was wrong."
I asked you 7 times what was wrong.
Okay, he walks in, everyone's like, "Why are you crying?"
He says it.
He says, "I miss my mom's birthday. I feel like a bad son," or whatever. But Paige doesn't understand that that's something to make you cry over. Yes. I also get, because he's drunk. He wouldn't cry if he was sober over this.
I agree.
He's drunk, and so he's like sad that he did this.
He's really in his feels.
Drunk Paige cannot comprehend why he was crying.
And the minute she doesn't like hear him the first time or understand it, he like shuts down.
Yeah, he's like
very quickly after.
Even if he didn't want to talk about him crying in front of Sierra and Amanda, fine. Paige is just like, "Why are you crying though?"
But the thing is, I don't think it's Amanda and Sierra. It's more so Paige's reaction, because then like in a minute he'll be like, "I don't want to be called a pussy for like being upset."
Okay, so it's 10:28. Craig's upset that Paige can't figure out what's wrong. And then Paige gets up out of bed, which is a big move for Paige, and goes to the bathroom and is like, "Craig, what's wrong?" And Craig said he's just sad with his feelings. And Paige's response is always to stopping a pussy. And then he throws his mic. And I bet Paige was like,
"I didn't see him throw his mic."
Yeah,
damn.
It said Craig's mic, and it was like landed.
Oh my God.
Which also, she didn't say stopping a pussy. She
no,
said,
but I bet she has in the past.
I bet she has.
So he's hilarious. Like really in his feels.
So then Craig leaves, and then you hear Paige throw up.
I was so confused.
I was like, A, the sushi, he killed her. B, B, she didn't care that much because she was like, I'm gonna be vomiting
Which,
soon.
when you are so nauseous, it is
Doesn't
taking
matter.
everything in you to calm your body
You know,
down.
she's like, hey Craig, you okay? And he's like, you didn't ask me why I'm
And in
sad.
her
And
brain,
she,
she's like,
bleh. Yeah, she's breathing. So then Craig finds Kyle and they're both drunk. And he's like, I'm just sad. I missed my mom's birthday. And then Craig says he just needs a solid rock. And Kyle's like, you do. You have your company and you have Paige. And Craig's like, I just feel alone.
he's like, I'm breaking.
Listen, I get Craig has valid feelings.
I
just
laugh so hard at this because I'm Craig when I'm drunk. I get so sad.
no, I'm Paige. She was
I
like,
hit
why are
a
you
point.
sad?
Well, I do this when I'm alone. I get really, really sad when I'm
Horrible.
alone and drunk, and I'm like,
Horrible.
I'm just alone and I'm breaking
Why are
down.
you drunk? No, I would be Paige. I'd be like, why are you drunk? What's happening? I just listen, I do want to preface with I understand Craig has feelings. I hate Craig. So like this is him on Southern Charm always, okay? He'll say something like, I'm sad because I stubbed my toe, and he'll be sobbing, and someone will be like, why are you sobbing though? Because it just doesn't seem like that big an issue.
You're
But
so
it is to
right.
Craig, but he can never just explain that he's like, this really has
He
impacted
gets
me.
really worked up with his
He's
own emotions, and other
yeah,
people don't
but
feel the
it's like the
same. So then he gets
smallest,
even more worked up
it's the
because they're
smallest shit. There was a lot of traffic and now I'm crying, and people are like, okay, but like, why are you crying that
but
there was a
people
lot of traffic?
commenting tailspins him.
Yeah, and he just like sets off,
Because
which
do you
is
remember last season on Southern Charm, that dinner that they were at the like that weird house thing that they were at, and he
yes,
like literally went into a tailspin?
yes, yeah, he like stormed off, and people are like, why are you storming off? And he's like, the fact that you're asking me
You
why, and
guys
you're like,
always make me feel this way, and you always yell at me for my emotions and like for me
the
ever having a
difference. The
reaction. That's
difference
literally
is
probably how it went.
the difference is everyone fucking laughs at him on Southern Charm,
Yes. And
which
they're
is
not his
also
girlfriend.
horrible. But
Like Paige probably makes him tailspin even more because it's his girlfriend and he really, really just wants to be comforted. But
he
she is
really
so confused.
he wants Paige to read his mind.
Yes.
And I don't think again she was like, but why are you crying? Like, don't be a pussy. I think it was like he goes, I miss my mom's birthday and now I'm crying. And it's like, is that a big enough reason to cry? Let's
And
think
sometimes
about
I
this.
think he realizes this
He,
is it, but I can't walk it
he can't
back.
stop.
I
know.
can't walk it back
That's
anymore.
Craig. That's Craig's whole MO.
My family does that with our anger. Like you're angry and then you realize there's really nothing to be angry over, but then you can't not be angry.
That's
You've just made a
somehow
whole scene.
it's somehow better than Craig though. Like somehow.
Because we're not crying.
I can't. So Paige just gets in Lindsay and Carl's bed and she's like, fuck it, I'm here now. So it's 11:03
She's still in her
p.m.
clothes, by the way, from dinner.
Disgusting. She should really change. I don't like street clothes in my bed. So it's 11:03 p.m. Craig gets in bed with Paige, kisses her, and says, I hope you feel better in the morning. And Paige just goes, same. And like I think
I forgot
was,
she was throwing up because I didn't realize what she needed to feel better over.
yeah, I didn't either, but she was throwing up, so I get it. Drunk Kyle though gets in bed with Amanda
Oh
and he
god.
yells, why are you laying like that? And she is so mad that he woke her up.
I'd be pissed.
So mad. He's like, your neck looked weird. And she's like, I don't give a fuck. Stop talking to me. I was asleep. Kyle. It was so funny.
Don't interrupt my sleep.
So now it's Sunday, 9:58 p.m. Paige and Craig both feel better, and now they're gonna shower together. Maya was woken up, but she was making French toast sticks in her dream, and she didn't turn them all over, so she can't wake up yet. That was so funny. That was so real.
I rarely dream, and so when I wake up and I was just dreaming,
I know.
I'm like, close my eyes. Maybe I can get back into it.
There was recently, I had a really good dream. I can't even tell you what it was about, but I woke up and literally reshut my eyes to be like, no,
Give
no,
me back,
no.
give me back.
And I didn't. I'm so sad. So Danielle, Sam, and Gabby are sad the summer's almost over. But they wake up Corey to come and join them, and we find out Corey and Sam are gonna do a couple's costume for the party.
They're really into each other.
I'm obsessed. So then it's 10:52 a.m. Paige tells Craig, like, hey, God, I'm just gonna go get my razor. I have a hot take. I hate showering with people, like shower sex.
I think
and
it's
showering
so
with
dumb.
people. I just like, if it is my time to get clean.
Well, it's like really not that great because most showers are really small and then like only one person can be under the water.
I just don't
I don't
love
I
it.
don't like showering. Like if I could get clean another way without showering or like taking a bath, anything else, I would do it because I find just standing in the shower the dumbest waste of my time. But I know it's a means to an end to be clean. So, no, I do not want to stand in a shower with a boy and have sex with them. No,
I hate showering before I get into the shower. And once I'm there, all I want to do is stand under the water.
no.
And if there was another person in there, like, can you get my back? I'd be like, no,
And you're
I'm
like, this
busy.
is just going to take longer. Like,
I'm
no.
so busy. Also, shower sex is not fun. Anyway,
I'm
so
actually terrified I'm going to slip and fall and die.
someone, a comedian,
No.
this is so off
Did
topic.
somebody
A
hurt
comedian said
themselves?
in shower sex, they like broke their penis. They told a whole story about
Alicia.
how like you slipped and it like, or she slipped and she like cracked
No,
into his penis or
no,
something. It was
no,
wild.
Alicia, no.
Yeah, that's really gonna
It'll
happen.
never happen again
Also,
for
one
me.
person's wet and hot and the other's dry and
Cold.
cold.
Yeah, it's
And
not
water's
fun.
not a lubricant. Like it just nothing happens
It just
there.
everything else is slippery, and so it's just like a giant mess.
So I'm trying to get clean. I don't know why you have to be
We can
there.
just have sex anywhere else.
Literally anywhere. So yeah, Paige is gonna go get her razor, but then she sees Sierra and Maya laying in bed.
This
So
is me. I
obviously
would always get
she
distracted by my
she
friends.
has to get into mega bed. And so Paige is like, me and Craig are good because he just wakes up like nothing happened. And then Paige says she's just annoyed because Craig is so dramatic and he acts like it's Paige's fault and gets mad when she's not sensitive. This is such a New York dating a Southern charm. I said New York
I
would eat Craig up, and I
I
meant it.
cackled at this.
I felt this so much. I hate sensitive. Maybe that's why I hate Craig. I would go nuts if this man was literally the next morning like, "Oh, good morning" to me. I'd be like, "Oh no, no, no,
My
fuck you,
family just
100%."
moves on. Like we don't nobody addresses anything. You just got to be able to move
It's
on.
fine in a family. It's a
I know.
relationship where you single-handedly yelled at me or was mad at me.
No, I
You
want to
wake
move
up
on. I
and you
don't want to
go,
talk about it.
"Hey, should we shower together?" I'm gonna be like, "Are you?" I would literally say like, "Are you still crying?" or like, "What's up?"
If I'm drunk, like I just want to move on because clearly like that wasn't real.
No, I'd be like, "Why were you crying? We have to talk about
No.
this."
The last
Yeah.
thing
Why the
I
hell?
am Craig, but I'm with anger and I just want to move on. Like it's pretend in my mind.
I'm Paige. I'm gonna go to all my friends and talk some mad shit. And so then Sierra's like, "Yeah, he was not sensitive to you literally vomiting while he's like mad at you."
True.
And then Paige, she gets that Craig has emotions, which is so funny because Paige doesn't. She's like, "I don't have them," but Craig does. But crying on a Saturday night over not missing your mom's birthday, like Paige is just not about it. She's just like not there. Um,
I'm
Craig,
dying. It's so funny because he's crying over his mom's birthday. Like the topic is that funny too.
it's so funny and so ridiculous. And Paige is so New York, and Craig is so
Not.
not, just not. He is so pretty boy Charleston, honestly. Like he's
Mm-hmm.
just that guy. Like it's just so bad. And so then they make fun of Craig because they picture because it's been a while. Paige has
Yeah.
been in this bed for a while. And they're like, Craig's probably just like naked in the water, like waiting for you to get back. And it's funny because then he
Crying.
actually walks in and he's like, "Where were you?" And she's like, "Oh my God, they started talking to me. So I had to talk." And he's like, "Priorities, babe." And she's like, "2 minutes. Oh my God."
They're
And
like
then
he's wet and cold.
he leaves and she's like, "Oh my God, he's so dramatic." She hates him
Here's the thing,
100%.
he's just gotta like not start the shower then. Wait for her to come back. It's not that big of a deal, Craig.
Them dating is a PR move at this point. Like,
I'm
my God.
so confused. I mean,
Paige,
I don't think they're like a terrible couple, but I'm like, you're convincing me you shouldn't be together.
here's the thing though, when Andrea cries over something stupid, like I mean, it wasn't stupid.
That's not stupid.
He was like loving someone and messing it up. I guess that sounds stupid, but that was like hot in a weird way to be like, he's crying over me. That's like, if you were Lexi, I'd be like, that's hot that he's crying
Yes,
over
but
me.
Craig crying over his mom is weird.
I would cry over my mom.
Not
if
your
she
mom's
like,
birthday.
no, I'd be like, I'm a bad fucking
Especially
daughter.
when he didn't actually miss it. Like he did talk to
That's the
her.
thing, is he didn't miss it.
He's
And so
making it into
I
something it
don't know
isn't.
why he's upset. I am Paige. I am Paige in this
I wish
scenario.
Paige would have been like, if I let you throw a chair into the pool, can you get your shit back together?
My God, just like literally breathe. So then we're doing morning cocktails, getting ready for this party. Everyone's swollen, hungover. Danielle's assigning people jobs to set up for the party.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda's struggling. She can't wait to go home. And then Kyle tells Amanda that the boys didn't do anything last night because Craig was in tears. And Amanda's like, Craig, yeah, Craig didn't want to talk about why he was fucking sobbing last night. And Kyle's like, I think he's just realizing that him and Paige are further away from a possible engagement than he thought.
I don't think that's why he was crying last night. I'm
No,
gonna
I
be
think he was
honest.
genuinely crying because he forgot his mom's birthday
Yes.
until the last minute. And
I
then
think he
Paige,
also is struggling with that on the
and
side,
then
but
he didn't communicate that he felt right. You missed your mom's birthday, you feel like a bad
yeah.
child. He didn't say, he literally just said, I called my mom late for her birthday. And Paige was like, so why are you
Okay.
crying?
And
He wasn't
whereas
like,
he
I
wants
feel like a
reassurance
bad
that he's a
son.
good son.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
wanted Paige to be like, you're an amazing son.
It's
Like,
okay. Accidents
we'll send
happen.
your mom flowers. No, she was like,
She's
so
fine.
you good?
She's like, and why are you
And
crying? So that happened, and
yes,
why are you
and
crying?
yeah. Okay, and then a car pulls up and it's Lindsay and Carl.
No, no. They walk in and somebody goes, and they go, "What's up?" No, you cannot walk back into this house like that.
It's funny that they walk in as soon as Danielle goes to get like ready, it looks like.
I don't think it's Danielle who sees them first, but
I think it's Kyle. But next week, we got a next time on the season finale, finally, of Summer House. So we get this jungle party. I love how this whole episode's gonna be one fucking day. Craig's goal is to get closer to an engagement. He thought he would propose in the next 6 months. Paige thinks Craig is scared she's gonna run away. Amanda and Kyle want to have a family. Maya and Oliver argue because he's not behaving, and then we find out Oliver cheated on Maya,
oh
which
god.
they really buried the lead on this one. Like, is that what it's called? Like,
Seriously.
we know what
Yeah.
happens now. Lindsay and Carl are at the party. Danielle might think the relationship is still repairable, and then we see Lindsay and Danielle come head to head, and then Danielle collapses to the ground in tears. Not even fall. I'm sure it's a collapse.
Oh my god.
I'll be sure to add up everything.
Oh yeah.
What do we do? Fun, not fun. I was like,
Yes, we
what's it
do.
called? Okay, we got to pick a fun. We got to pick a not fun. Do not fun first because I have that one.
Not fun. I'm going Carl. I'm sorry. You can't cover that camera unless you're
I
having
dare
sex with
you.
someone. Like, no, no.
And
Like,
even then, just leave it uncovered. Let us
I
watch.
mean, yes, leave it
It's
uncovered, but
like that
like,
girl from Love Island who was like, what are they going to do? Show me having sex with this guy? I mean,
yes.
yeah, but probably not on Bravo,
But like,
honestly.
okay,
So
I
just
get that. Like, you don't want basically your porn on the internet. Like that is a step. I'm willing that you draw that in the line, but you are on this show and you want to leave this show, it's got to be filmed. Like you
yeah,
want to come into this house that's hooked up with all the cameras and get your shit back. Well, you got to do it on camera then.
I agree. My not fun is Danielle. I just don't I get
Yeah.
she's like upset and like fine, but she's like still just so like I can't believe they're not going on the boat or whatever.
I
And
need
then
her to do it off camera.
the cowboy hat thing was just like absolutely infuriating. You do not have to ride that hard. And then she showed up to sushi dinner like nothing happened. I
She was
again would
wearing
have made a
fabulous
comment.
pants. I forgot to mention that.
Oh man, was she?
Mm-hmm.
I would have made a comment and been like, "You done like taking away our cowboy hats?" Just like I would have made a comment to Craig. God, I wish Craig was my
Yeah.
most not fun. No, no, no. It's Danielle
Yeah, how did Craig get edged out with his
because it was
stupid
fucking
little tears?
hilarious. If Craig's crying, I'm in a good mood. If there's one person that wants to see Craig cry, it's me.
If there's
I am
zero,
happy.
Alicia's dead.
I'm done. But yeah, Danielle, just the cowboy hat thing, we are all having fun and you fucking ruined it. You
Yeah,
made us
good
have not
point. That was
fun.
a good one.
Okay, who's your fun?
This is tricky.
It's hard. There were a lot of funs.
I know.
I have mine.
Okay, go.
I'm gonna give it a Paige.
Nice.
I don't think Paige A has been picked once this season, but
I
I
think you
liked
might be
her.
right.
I liked her comment about the sandwich. I thought that was funny. I like that
Hilarious.
she's not getting super involved in the Lindsay and Danielle drama, but she
Mhm.
knows is her side because A, she hates Lindsay, and B, she does mention that like Danielle has been used and abused. I'm not saying that that's true. I'm saying that's what Paige is basically saying without
Yeah.
taking a side. I like that she just grabbed Paige and Carl's or fuck
Lindsay.
Lindsay and Carl's. I know I'm getting the women confused. Their old bed. I like that she thought it was a fucking move to take that cake. That's fucking hilarious. And then she's not fucking putting up with Craig crying. You know what? If there's someone that makes Craig cry, I accept. It is me. I am your one fan.
You know what? That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Craig cry.
I'm going Sam.
Oh, good one.
She's just a ray of light. I think she's come a long way this season too. Like she's got her boy Corey. He's back in town. He's really into her. She got a little action in the closet.
Ooh,
She's
ooh.
helping spin the story all the way around because she finds out that Lindsay and Carl did not sleep at the house. She goes to Kyle. Like she's moving this stuff along and letting everybody know without being like snaky.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my God, here's what's happening. She's hitting the beats. She's got her boy. She's getting laid in the closet.
Her
I'm
and
obsessed
Corey
with her.
need to be the new summer house couple. I full
They
fucking agree
are.
about that.
They are. Get her to Winter House right now. I can't wait to see that shit.
I love that. So we have no podcast by the people because we are recording this right after the episode. I'm just doing like a last minute check. Yeah, nothing. But I did post.
So we'll read it at the
everyone
season finale at the top of it.
Okay. Yeah, be sure to do all the things. Vanderpump Rules is also still airing. These two shows will end at the same time. So be sure to check that out too. And yeah, rate, review, subscribe, do all the things. Great.
Thanks for joining. Bye.